Let's bring in NBC News White House correspondent Jeff Bennett, and let's talk about what happened in the United States and Washington last night. Why did Jerry Nadler recess last night? What happened?
Yeah, well, here's the deal, Mika. Democrats say that Republicans told them that they intended to wrap things up last night by 5 p.m. But what happened was during the hearing, and you saw this, Democrats made mention of the fact that Republicans wanted to go to that planned White House Christmas reception that started at 7 p.m. And so as a little bit of retribution, Republicans offered a bunch of amendments and jammed up the process as a means of forcing this nighttime vote. And so when it became clear that this panel was poised to vote on these articles of impeachment at midnight, potentially even 1 a.m., Nadler tabled it and made the point that this is too important of a thing to have this vote in the dead of night. So he recessed and called a voice vote that will set up this committee vote on the two articles of impeachment at 10 a.m.
So what do we expect?
But I'll tell you this.
What are we expecting today, Jeff?
So we expect that this committee will vote these articles of impeachment from the committee to the House floor. It'll be a 23-17 split. It would normally be a 24-17 split, but you got Congressman Ted Lieu, the Democrat, who's at home recovering from a medical procedure. That then sets up a vote in the House next week, we're told, on Wednesday. So on Tuesday, you've got the House set to vote on this government funding measure. Wednesday, they'll vote on impeachment. And Thursday, they'll vote on the USMCA. NAFTA 2.0. That is done by design. The House Speaker, House leadership wanted policy to be the last thing that this Congress does at the end of the year, not impeachment.
All right. Thank you so much, Jeff. We greatly appreciate it. Peter Baker, I want to bring you in. Political plus for the president, but personal humiliation. Your great article in the New York Times. And so Republicans are saying it's a political plus. I personally don't think it's going to be. But just for argument's sake, as you say in the article, this is, even though some Republicans and some people around the president think this will help him in the long run with his base, this stings Donald Trump. And it is a personal, and we saw it yesterday with like over 100 tweets. This is something that's really upsetting him on a personal level, despite his protests otherwise.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Of course, look, he can count on the Senate, a Republican-controlled Senate, to hold a trial where he seems almost certain to be acquitted or at least have the charges dismissed in some fashion or another. Mitch McConnell's talking about a trial of 10 to 12 days that would end in an acquittal. Remember, you need a 2/3 vote for a conviction there. But that doesn't mean that he won't have the sting, as you put it, of the historical marker. It may be a party line vote, but it will be an impeachment. That will be part of his, obituary, his historical legacy on his page in the annals of the presidency. And that's something that does sting. Behind the closed doors, he kind of toggles back and forth between self-pity and combativeness. He's kind of in a better place, some of his advisors say, in the last few weeks because he's he's energized that Republicans are finally defending him in the way he wants them to defend him. Like you saw yesterday through 14 hours of meetings, they weren't saying, well, he did wrong, but it's not impeachable. What they were saying was he didn't do anything wrong. That's the kind of defense he wants. He didn't like the sort of equivocation he heard from some of the Republicans earlier on. So he kind of goes back and forth at this point. But you're right about the Twitter. Look at what happened yesterday. 123 tweets. 123 tweets. That was more than in one day.
Man,
more in one day than he had in any full week in 2017. He's already now at a weekly record, and we have 2 more days to go as president. So he's clearly taking out his energy through tweets and so forth, most of which are retweets of things that Republicans are saying defending him. I think he, again, likes the idea that he has supporters, he has allies who have his back, something he didn't necessarily feel like he had in September.
123 tweets in one day. Wow, you're president of the United States, which is a pretty busy job, I think. So,
John, not for all of them. Less for him than for others.
So,
thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.